Hey, I don't have a name yet, but soon to be, brother. Just have to figure this thing out. Alright, bro. Well, here we are. We got our second interview, actually. But, man, one of my favorite guys is to have this man up here preaching his story, man, is just, I know a lot of people relate, and I know that. Uh, for this man to heal, he's got to open up. So, again, this platform was made for people like us to open up. So, there's no judgment. This is straight from the hip. This is all live and real. This is a real people. He's a real human. And he's got a real story. So, just respect it. And we won't have any problem. Don't have to block your ass. But. Yeah, this is my boy Daniel. He was in a treatment facility when I found him, and man, from then to today is just miraculous. It's just a beautiful thing to see and be a part of. And I hope you know I'm proud of you, buddy. No matter what happens, man, God made you special. But anyways, man, when I get these guys on here, I like to kind of see where everything is, and I want to know a little bit about your childhood, man. And I guess that's where we start at, right? It's your childhood.
About my childhood, like from my earliest memories, you know, come from a broken home. I was raised by my stepfather, who actually I thought he was my real father for the longest time,
Wow.
and well, come to find out he was my stepfather. But I still looked at him as my real dad. Me and my older brother, we have the same mom and dad, and my stepdad was my little brother's dad. And growing up, it was him and my mom back and forth, on and off again, and he was really violent towards my mom, and but when we were young, we thought he was the greatest guy in the world,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
He's giving you some attention.
yeah, so my mom went her own way, and then she started raising me and my two brothers. I'm the middle child, on her own, and I think I was about in the fifth grade. I don't remember how old I was. My mom was beaten, raped, and left on the side of the road dead. And then from that point on, she was spending a lot of time in the hospital, and to keep me and my brothers together, my stepfather took us in and started raising us, and then we went to go live with him, and it seemed like my brothers were cool with it because they always wanted to go live with dad anyways, because growing up with mom, we was just poor white trash. You know what I mean? Like we didn't really have too much. We was like going to school dirty. Fucking raggedy ass clothes and beat up shoes and shit. But
How is it finding your mom on the side of the road?
I didn't know what to think about that because like nobody told me exactly what had happened for a while, and all I remember was my uncle came in one night, and he's holding a machine gun and told us to get in the truck, and it was me and my little brother at home, and my older brother it just happened on Valentine's Day. My older brother had went to a Valentine's Day party with some school kids up the street, and my mom went to go pick him up, and she never came home.
Wow.
And so we went. My uncle picked us up, dropped us off at my other uncle's house, and from there we just ended up going to stay with my dad. And then like later on, I come to find out like I never really got a straight story of what happened that night.
Right.
But just I don't even remember how actually found out about it. You know, we just went to go stay with our dad, and
Right.
you know, my other brothers, they were all happy. You know, oh, we get to go live with dad, and you know, me, I'm kind of a mama's boy, so
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, what about mom? You know,
Right.
what happened to mom? And
She just never came home. That's gotta be rough. You know?
yeah,
And then knowing that she was hurt too, man,
yeah.
that's a tough one to process.
Yeah, and just finding out she had an accident of some sort, you know, and then we got to see her. She was all busted up, and they had to like rebuild her head. She got like metal plates in her head, a metal jaws, a metal bar inside of her neck that holds her head up straight.
Jesus.
You know, her mouth was all wired shut.
Yeah, 'cause I see her mom now, and I'm like, man, she looks young for her age, and
Yeah,
she's
right,
going
right.
around and around. Like,
Yeah.
that's the craziest thing. Like, you
Yeah.
never know what other people been through. You never know what females been through, men or parents. Like, that's crazy, man. That
Yeah.
happened to her. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's gotta be life altering for her, you know?
Yeah, it took her a long time to even just come back mentally. You
Right.
know, after that the head injury, you know, she was like not even the same person. You know,
Yeah.
for many years afterwards.
Right.
But going from mom's to going to live with dad, you know, come to find out, you know, he was the same way he treated my mom was like the same way he started treating me and my brothers. You know, he was really hard on us, really verbally, mentally, and physically abusive.
Right.
You know, and, yeah. So I guess it was, you know, like I could look back and you know, speak about all these bad things, but at the same time, there's a lot of good things too. You know, there's, you know,
Hey, I'm
a
glad
mixture
you
of
say that
good
because
things.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people, man, it's like, oh, negativity. Like, bro, something gotta go. Okay, look, you can't always lose and you can't always win, right? Like, there's a point where you're gonna win.
Yeah, no, Pops, he was just really strict on us, you know, growing up in the house with all boys, you know, he didn't have a girlfriend or you know, there was no lady in the house. So it was us doing chores, doing our homework, and his father actually started a feed store, and the house that we lived on was at the property where he worked at Grandpa's feed store, and so it's like if we weren't doing our homework or doing our chores, we was at the feed store working, you know. And that's the way I grew up. You know, if we wanted school clothes or anything, you know, like pencils and paper
You
or
worked
some
for
shit,
it,
bro.
huh?
We was working all summer long.
said
you know,
papers
after
and
school.
pencils, I'm
Oh yeah,
working
bro.
for it.
Yeah, Pops. If we came home and asked him for something, you know, like, hey, you know, the teacher said, you know, you need to go out and buy this and this, that I need that, and he'd be like, bullshit. You go back and tell that school that they're supposed to provide you everything you need.
Straight.
You know?
I ain't buying you
Yeah,
shit. huh?
he said their job ain't to have you come home and tell me that you need shit. You know, they're supposed to give you everything you need.
Yeah, you're probably grateful. My stepdad kind of raised me like that. Like, he made me work, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
And today I'm like, man, I tell him thank you because I have a work ethic
That ethic, yeah.
that I do
Right.
have.
Yeah.
Just right now I don't use it too much.
Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, yeah, man, I get the stepfather thing for sure,
Yeah.
man.
You know, so you know, and he took us on vacation. You know, he liked to go out to the river. You know, boating. I grew up water skiing. Water skied the first time Silverwood Lake, all the way around the lake. 8 years old, came up right up out of the water the first time. Went all the way around, and so you know there were some good things along with the bad. It was just really hard, you know. If you were in trouble, you were in trouble. You know, it wasn't just he's gonna talk to you.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
get your ass beat first. You know, we come from that era, you know,
Right,
where
right, yeah,
we used to
he
get
used
our
to
ass
whoop
beat.
my ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
That's how it was back then, man.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
Now you get close to them and it's a problem, you know? It's crazy.
Yeah. So I wouldn't really say I was rebellious. I was just kind of like the lost kid, you know, being the middle child. It seemed like I never got attention. It was always my older brother or my younger brother.
Right,
You
that's
know?
usually how it works. First and the last, you know?
Yeah. So, but you know, I was definitely the favorite one. You know, the most likable. And I grew up with my older brother and my younger brother being jealous of that. a lot of things came to me naturally, you know, like skateboard, bicycle riding, you know, and they're kind of like, how would you say, kind of like, not really too good at things, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have known that you were even good at them. Sometimes God gives you
Yeah.
these talents, and like you probably go shoot hoops, make them bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if
yeah.
we don't know, we don't know. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was just kind of like a beginner's luck at things, you know. I was
Yeah.
just really good at doing whatever I wanted to do and had fun doing it, you know. And I felt like I had a really good, you know, attitude or vibe about me, you know,
Mm.
really loving and kind of like a carefree, outgoing kid.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, but I got a lot of jealousy and animosity towards my brothers for getting, you know, more attention, I
Yeah.
guess, you know, for being noticed, you know,
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
for things like that.
Totally understand. You know?
Yeah, man. But yeah, you know, I didn't do too bad in school. I was like, you know, I wasn't stupid, but I wasn't smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's okay to be in between.
You know what I mean? For the most part, it took me, you know, I consider myself kind of like a slow learner,
Yeah.
but I would learn. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? You know, I catch on, and so didn't do too bad. Uh, you know, I was like your average grade, you know, C's and D student.
Yeah,
You know, going to school.
Well, that's good. At least you got C's and D's, you know?
Yeah,
A lot of
right.
people don't even
Yeah.
get to that point.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. How did your brothers treat you growing up?
You know, we're a pretty tight.
Knit family?
Yeah, we're pretty tight, man, for the most part until my mom's accident, and then when we went to go live with our dad, it kind of broke up a little bit, you know, going to a different school, meeting new friends,
Mhm.
finding our you know, our own friends, our own little crowd to hang out with and shit.
Right.
But you know, we're all a year and a half apart, so we're all, you know, pretty much around the same age, and but we kind of just found our own friends, found our own groove, you know, after going to live with dad, and from there we just started doing our own thing, and yeah, somehow it seemed like I was just always the one getting in, not trouble like with the police and shit, you know. I got in a lot of trouble at school though.
Mm.
Um,
Is
by
that where
the
your
behavior.
criminal stuff started happening in school?
No, actually, bro, I was a good kid. Like I never got in trouble with the law. You know, I just got in trouble with teachers.
Mm.
You know, for being a little too violent at school or acting out or being too much of a clown.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Church treated you all right, you know? It's a tight knit family. It's good to be that way, you know?
Yeah, we kind of try to keep it that way, you know.
Yeah, they're
Even
still
these
alive,
days.
huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Mom, dad, and the two brothers. You know, they got their own families, their own jobs, and living their own life now.
Mm.
Both my brothers are functional alcoholics. That
When did you know that you had an addiction problem?
well, that's funny, man, because I would have never even considered my substance use an addiction, and you know, I got introduced to treatment like in 2005 or 6 for the first time, and I totally went against it, bro. I was like, these motherfuckers can't tell me shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell me about my addiction, bullshit. If anything, I'll teach you something.
Right,
You know?
right,
Like,
right.
you know, so I didn't really consider. I considered it more of a way of life or a lifestyle,
Right.
more than an
A
addiction.
culture type.
Right.
Yeah, I was the same way, man. I live in the culture.
Yeah.
We don't know any better.
A product from my environment.
Exactly.
You know?
You gotta change the environment to get a new product. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man. So when was that?
Well, when I noticed that, when I found out I had an addiction was, you know, at 18, I started going in and out of jails, and
petty crime or?
He
said
violent crime, assault with deadly weapons.
Yeah.
You know, I'm dual diagnosed.
Yeah.
I have a mental health disorder.
Right.
I'm schizoaffective. I have a explosive disorder,
Right.
and so that I grew up with without it ever being recognized.
Yeah.
I've had it my whole life. Like if you go back and look at my school records, bro, it's like obviously there's something wrong with this kid.
Yeah,
You know?
something hit.
He's always fighting in school, in the
Yeah.
classroom, on the playground,
Yeah,
getting suspended.
Yeah,
you know?
we see that these days, and
Yeah.
they kick the kid out of school because
Oh,
you
yeah.
know they don't want
Yeah.
to deal with that. You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Then
so-
they suspend you and let you come home at least for
Oh, I loved it, bro. I get to
Me
go home,
too.
be by myself, you
Yeah.
know, watch TV, fucking,
Right.
spend the day with mom. Or the only, it got bad once I started living with dad and I get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, man, I wouldn't even want to come home from school. You know what I mean?
'Cause
I
you
know I was
knew-
getting my ass beat.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah, but when my addiction came to my reality was when going in and out of, I made a lifestyle of coming in and out of prison.
Mm.
I turned it into a lifestyle, I guess.
Right.
And somewhere I believed in my early 30s, I started thinking, maybe I do have a problem with these drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like maybe it's a problem. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it was, but I started looking at it like, okay. And towards my mid 30s, late 30s is when okay.
Shit got real for me.
Yeah, bro, that's when I accepted it.
Yeah.
I do have a problem, bro. Like, I say I could quit if I wanted to, but I just don't want to right now. But that wasn't even the case. The case was is even if I did want to, I couldn't. You know what I mean? And so from there, it just way back in 2005 or 6 when I first went to treatment, there's actually a seed planted. I didn't know it. You know what I mean? And getting a chance to go back into treatment through the course, getting in trouble with the law again, because anytime that I would ever get clean off of drugs was being incarcerated. That's the only thing that would clean me up, bro, because there was no me doing it on my own.
Yeah.
Right? Like saying, hey, I got a problem, I need to go put myself in treatment.
Right.
It would
Yeah,
never
you'd
happen.
rather go to prison than ask for help.
Oh man, any day.
Yeah.
Any day, bro. Yeah. Well, and then but then there came a time, I started getting tired of going to prison, and they were like, oh, you got this option, you could get out and do this program. Well, hell yeah, bro! I get to look at bitches and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, right. that's what we're thinking. I don't know nothing about the shit.
Yeah,
You know?
bro, so I might as well do that. Go
Yeah.
hang out with a bunch of dudes upstate. So I'll
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, and
So, how many years you think you got total
in the
living
system,
in there?
to be at least 17.
My
At the least
gosh.
17, yeah. And I've been trying to change that, man. I caught it at the last minute. I almost became a lifer.
Yeah.
And
Right, you're that close.
yeah, and when I was younger, it was cool. It was like the fucking thing to do, man. I used to look up to the older people in there being a youngster.
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh, these dudes are fucking. This is real shit, man.
Yeah.
These are real people, fucking being a shot caller, a big homie, and fucking, that's somebody in life, you know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
no,
That's
exactly.
like,
Somebody right now.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. To me, those people got all my respect. You know what I mean? Like they earned that position, they earned that right. And if you are that person, then my hat's off too.
Right.
I want to be like a little soldier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work my way up the ladder too.
Of course. That's how it works in anything, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Just because you're in prison don't change the way it goes, you know? Man, 17 years. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I always told myself, being in my 20s and my 30s, I would see these guys in there that were 60, 70 years old, bro, even older sometimes, and I was just like, damn, I don't want to be that old guy still doing this shit,
Yeah.
And then once I hit my 40s, bro, I was like, fuck, I'm turning into that fucking person I didn't want to be.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I caught myself and made some changes, bro. Really tried to change my way of life. Actually, also through a promise to my mother, man. One day my mom came to me and she said, she goes, Daniel, she goes, I only want you to do one thing for me. She goes, I don't want to pass away, you know, knowing that you're going to end up doing the rest of your life in prison or be dead out on the streets because, you know, the way you're going right now, that's those are the only two things that can happen.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Either you're going to end up dead out here or in there for the rest of your life. She said, just promise me, you know, that I won't pass away having to worry about you like that, you know, and that was like 10 years ago, bro. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to work on it, you know, I'm still trying to get it together. But I said, yeah, mom, you know, and from the bottom of my heart, you know, I really would love to give her that comfort of passing away, with her knowing that I finally got my shit together.
Yeah, and
you know?
you'll be level-headed when you're there, and you can help her if she gets sick. Like this recovery thing goes so farther than we imagine, you know. And man, helping your mom is like you have to, bro. You know.
Well, she's the only girl that's been there, you know,
She's
on my
stuck
side
with
my
you
whole
a
life.
long time,
you know
bro.
what I mean? I had girls fall off, man.
Yeah.
Promise me shit. They'll be there when they get out. You know, send me packages, write me letters, man. All that shit falls apart, man. Fucking mom's always been.
She seemed like a super cool lady. Like she could get you right when she sees you and tell you who you are, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there ain't no fooling her. Bro.
Nah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she talks to me about you, man. It's just a blessing that, you know, I get to see all that stuff because it just helps me so much, you know. I'm just trying to keep moving forward and keep doing the right thing with people, you know.
Yeah.
And man, I know from when I seen you the first time to this time, bro, it's just been night and day. Each time has been a little. I can see it in your face, I can see it in your eyes, and I can see you, you know, getting ready for this thing. And man, that's where your transformation comes in. Let's talk about that, bro. Let's talk about why you got clean and how you did it.
Actually, it evolved, bro, because, like, once again, you know, I was out there fucking at my rock bottom, but I'm a survivor, bro. Like, I could put myself through some shit, bro, and fucking hang, bro, and that's what I was doing, bro. I was out there at my rock bottom, and ended up going back to jail for another assault with a deadly weapon, and they offered me this mental health diversion court. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's my ticket out, bro. You know what I mean? Save me from going up to prison. You know? So I was like, yeah, you know, it's a 2-year court commitment, you know, or a 7-year prison term. Well, you know, I could smoke cigarettes and check out bitches, like I said, you know what I mean? So shoot that shit, you know. So
that's crazy how we think, bro. It's like, you know, cigarette and a bitch, like, I'm sign me up.
Get to talk to girls and shit.
Yeah, you don't care about recovery, neither did I, you know?
Yeah, so, you know, and I went into this recovery, I think 2 years ago, with the mindset that I can manipulate it. I've done it before, bro. I've graduated these programs with certificates. Right. Then want me to work there and shit, bro. I was getting high the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean? I'm like, I got this shit in the bag, bro.
Yeah,
fucking, you know what I mean? I can do this. But something happened, bro. Like, something from that seed being planted a long time ago, I guess. And then hearing the stuff over again. With having some more experience going through shit in life, I guess, you know, just maturing a little bit.
Right.
And, you know, it's all of a sudden it kind of like, I was hearing the same shit I heard before, but this time I'm hearing it different. You know, and it kind of makes sense now. And I'm like, you know, I heard them say that before, bro, and I was totally against it. I was like, fuck that shit, you know? And I'm hearing it again, I'm like, oh, you know what, this shit's true. You know,
you hear it one more time, huh?
Yeah, maybe. True. Yeah, like, you know, that's when it started evolving for me, you know. And then really when I found out that this is something that I wanted was when I hit the point in sobriety that I was content with myself.
Mm.
All of a sudden, you know, because I'm using substances to fill that void in me, bro. I hate myself. I hate things that happened in my life, my past, you know, and I hate people, you know. I want to get revenge with a lot of people. I want to fucking get even with them, you know what I mean? I fucking
Right.
want to destroy them and shit, bro. And I have a lot of hate and animosity and just I was really a hateful person, you know, and so that made me, you know, I had too much hate in me, you know, to love life. But
Right.
once I found this, like this peace and this serenity in me without substances, bro, I was like, you know what? I was like, fucking being sober ain't too bad, bro.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know, like I kind of, you know, life is good, bro.
Because that's one of the major problems is people think, oh, how do you have fun and you're an addict and what do? You know, and it's crazy. You just fill stuff up and I don't know what makes me happy. Just you know, I love helping people, so I just go that way. You know
Oh,
what I
bro,
mean?
look. When you've been down to my rock bottom, bro, having a bed, a refrigerator, a bathroom, a fucking just a roof over your head, bro, a foundation under your feet, people that you could talk to, bro, that you know,
Yeah.
that shared, you know, like addiction is a shared language and a shared lifestyle. So you know, having that in common with other people that you can relate to, bro, sometimes that's all it takes, bro. A cup of coffee and a cigarette, bro, and a good conversation. You know what I mean?
Two or
Set you
more are
straight,
gathered, bro. And that's the truth, man.
Yeah.
You light up a cigarette. I
Yeah,
mean,
bro.
I feel like addicts could talk forever if they want to
Right.
open up.
Yeah.
If you want to open up
Yeah.
and tell me this wild story, you know, it just helps other people. Because, man, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna see this on video, and it's gonna help so many people. You know, for real, bro. I'll tell you what, it's very rare to see somebody like you that's done that amount of time and come out with that mindset that you changed into like a loving mindset. It's just amazing,
Yeah.
you know, and not a lot of people can do it, man. And I just wanted to bring you on here to show those people, hey, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you said, your bottom's your bottom. His bottom might be his bottom, and you know
Right.
it's all different. But
Yeah.
I know you've been through a storm of shit.
Well, that's the weird thing, bro. Like coming through this, like you have the spiritual awakenings along the way. So out of the 2 years that I've been doing this, I completed my 2 year court commitment. I'm still in recovery on my own. In that 2 years, I've had 2 relapses. So this is my third time being in treatment. You know, after because they picked me up from jail and drove me to the treatment center. You know, and that was my first intake, and then from there I had 2 relapses. So right now I'm sitting at a sober living after completing inpatient one more time. And but before this time in inpatient, back on my last relapse, I had an Uber driver pick me up, bro, and it was a spiritual awakening, bro. Definitely a divine intervention. And I was using, and I was living at a board and care where people were in their active addiction. So it was like I'm going to recovery during the day, and then I'm coming home to this trap house, bro. And it started getting to be hard on me, bro, to where I started using myself, and then using was like the only thing that was creating the balance for me to go from one world to another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was really upset with a lot of things and with people, James, you know, because I couldn't get moved. I felt like I was stuck. I was getting hopeless and depressed. Well, this Uber driver picks me up, bro, and he starts telling me about he's a preacher. He's preached all around the world, and every time he preaches to somebody, within an hour after he's done praying for them, they start crying uncontrollably and they can't stop.
Really?
And so he starts telling me about his story. He was a Muslim from oh man, I forget, some other country, and he used to be in the streets, addicted. He tried to commit suicide, and he said he met God. God didn't let him die, and gave him a message when he met him. And he said when he came back that he's been spreading that message with everybody since that day, and he became a Christian, and now he's preaching all over the world, sharing this message with people that he's sharing with me, and I'm like, I'm in the back of an Uber, bro. I'm like, is this? I'm like, all right, bro, is this shit real? Like, man, this
Yeah,
guy, you
bro.
know,
He don't know you. You know,
right? No
and
total
he's-
stranger, bro.
Yeah.
It's like out of nowhere, bro. Just came to pick me up. And he says, you want me to pray for you? I'm like, sure, bro. You know
Take
what I mean?
one prayer, like,
Yeah, bro. I could use that. Like, you know. So then he's looking in the mirror and he goes, look. He goes before I pray for you. He goes, we gotta get to the root of your problem.
Mm.
And I'm looking at him like, well, okay, well, you're gonna know all this about me by me just getting in your car, you know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Not even 5 minutes ago.
It's crazy.
You know? And so I'm like looking at him like, okay, well, what's the root of my problem, you know? And without me asking him, he tells me, he goes, your problem is, he goes, you got too much hate.
Oh,
He says, you hate too much.
wow.
He said, everybody that's done you wrong, people that rejected you, you know, just a lot of this negative
A lot
shit
of
from
box
people.
checking.
You know, and he says, he goes, you hate him. He goes, you want to get revenge, you know, and he goes, that's your problem, man. And you know what? I acknowledged it. I knew he was telling me the truth when he told me this because, like, going through treatment earlier, you know, they're like, you know, you have to have forgiveness. You gotta forgive people and things and situations if you want to grow and move forward. And I'm like, all right, I forgive him. You know, it's easy to say, but deep down in my heart, I'm like, if I ever get a chance to eat. You know what I mean?
Don't put them in front of me.
Motherfuckers. Don't forget them, bro. And so I didn't really sincerely have that forgiveness. You know, it was more of something I would say just to get on to the next step or something.
Right.
You know,
Another way of manipulation.
yeah.
You know?
You know, so he looked at me in the eyes, man. He said, "You truly, honestly forgive all the people that harmed you, rejected you, done you wrong." And you know what? I opened my heart, man, because I knew he was telling me the truth, and so I accepted it. I go, yeah, man, I really do. I do. You know, because I knew I'm in a spot right now, like my life could go this way or that way, and I need all the help I could get. So if I'm gonna do this, you know what I mean? And I knew I didn't do it real the last time it was brought to my attention. So I said, you know, it's being brought to my attention again for a reason. So you know what I mean? I accept it, bro. I own up to it.
And that's, man, that's just a breakthrough in your life because I did the same, man, I'm not even gonna, I was upset with a lot of people, you know, and that was the hardest thing to let go was like, man, because me, I'm like, you get on my bad side, I'm not stopping until, like, it's over, you know?
Yeah.
And,
yeah, well, that's this guy. He's like, you gotta love him, Daniel. You gotta pray for him, and love him, and forgive him. And I'm like, well, that's kind of hard to do, you know, because some of these people done me pretty dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta love you and pray for you. Like, I'm gonna cripple your ass, bro. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's the crazy part, man, is having to forgive and forget, and man, thank God he's in your heart, you know, because now you're not just living it in your head, you're living it in your heart, you know, and man, pray for your enemies and say like, what, bro?
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, it's
know?
real shit though, bro. That's until you do that, you won't grow.
Right.
There's no growth.
That's
you know
the
what I mean?
truth, bro.
Yeah.
You will not grow if you hold on to any resentments and hatred, and God built this place on love, you know?
Right.
And that's what we should be spreading.
Well, the weird part about that is so the dude prays for me. Some of it I could understand, and some of it in tongues. I accepted it, bro. I was like, amen, hallelujah, yes, give it to me, baby. You know, let me have it all. You know, so he drops me off, man. He told me if I ever wanted to get in touch with him, he's got a friend at Free Indeed or Set Free somewhere up there in Paris, something like that.
Set Free.
Yeah, he said he knows those guys. He recommended me going up there and getting connected with them, and but I get out of his car, bro, and what he told me was the truth because I had to go to another class. I had another Uber come and pick me up. Not even 5 minutes later, basically went from his car, got into another Uber, and was going back to another class. And all of a sudden, bro, what he said it was true because I had no negative thoughts. I was just kind of coming off of what just happened, you know, like, wow, man, that's a trip, you know. Yeah, I wasn't in no state of mind at all. And all of a sudden I started crying, bro. What he told me was true, and I couldn't stop.
Heavy.
I showed up to my IOP class, bro, and I jumped out of the Uber and I'm trying to run away to go on because I don't want these people to see me crying, bro. And everybody's, hey, Daniel,
like, no.
yeah, bro, I'm over there. Like, what's wrong? And I'm like, you'll never believe it.
Yeah. But you know what? They don't gotta believe it, bro. You know what happened, and you know when he's giving you. I just put something on both. Like, don't be blind to the blessing, bro. You know, you see it, take it. If you don't see it, it's not there for a reason. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went back and I got went back into treatment after. There's not too much longer after that happened, and I knew what to work on this time, though. You know what I mean? Letting go of that hatred, bro. Having that love for somebody, and it's work, bro. I made it out of the inpatient, and I'm back outpatient with these guys, and it's something that I remind myself almost every time I get around a group of people, bro. Is pray for them. You gotta love them.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes I don't want to talk to them. You know?
Right.
Fuck away from me. You know, I got my own shit going on, and I really don't want to deal with you. But you know, I pray for them. I never love them because you know they need all the help that I need.
Yeah.
And it feels good, bro. When it's one addict helping another.
Hell yeah.
Bro, that when I was younger, I used to think being a big homie or a big dog, the shot caller, or the big homie on the yard, that you was someone. But that shit ain't shit now, bro. To me now, when I look at somebody, it's when I see another person helping another person, bro. Showing them, give them that time, and just give them that time to talk to them and guide them, bro, and give them some direction and give them some good feedback, bro, and to help them grow. To me, that you're a big dog, you're a big homie now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
crazy
You're somebody to look up to. You know what I mean?
Like,
you're somebody that should be respected.
Yeah, and it's wild because I respect people too that ain't even close to me, and I'm like, bro, I respect you, and I applaud what you're going through. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's a completely different. I want help, and that was so hard to ask for.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing to ask for, man.
Like you said, you'd rather go to prison than ask for help. I'd rather die than ask for help. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. So I don't know how the change. I guess it was always meant to be. I was just kind of distorted, delusional.
Right. You have to cleanse your eyes.
Impressionable.
Yeah.
But now that I could think clearly, I could see clearly, and a lot of things I had to learn on my own. Like a lot of this shit, I was told my whole life.
Yeah,
like, hey, don't do this, do that, because, and I'm like, well, fuck that, I want to do this because that's what I think, the way it should be done, and come to find out, man, they were telling me right all along. It just took me a long time to figure it out, and make the mistakes myself to
those life lessons of just failing.
Right.
And that's, my mom always used to tell me, if you fail, or you quit, then you start to learn how to quit. You know what I mean? So your head's like, oh no, I'll just quit. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And if you, it was just crazy. My mom would always say that, but she was right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it's a trip because I used to think when I was like, man, it's like my step-pops telling me some shit. Daniel, you never want to listen. You think you know everything. You always want to do shit your own way. Nobody can tell you shit. If they try to, you want to fuck them up. Well, yeah.
That's not how you guys live, huh? Like, come on.
Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Yeah, exactly,
bro.
Sometimes in life lessons, I tell people like you can't pay for that, bro. And when I talk about sponsorship with people, like, man, you have to be on that guy's level or be able to help him, enable to help him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't go with like a surfer guy in San Diego and me be able to, like, I could lead you in the right direction,
Yeah.
but I can't pour into you like that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know it's just different, you know? So,
Well, sometimes I think having that difference could be a good thing, though.
Definitely.
It's sometimes I think, well, it's an individual thing, but sometimes having that difference it might work better for somebody.
you're right. It
You know
worked
what I
better
mean?
for me,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Right.
I got old man Chris.
Oh yeah.
You know, I
See?
don't know.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, if you talk to
Yeah.
that man, you're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I know you
You
never.
did what,
yeah,
bro?
Yeah, he's got some gangster shit under his belt, bro.
He does, bro. And everybody looks at him
Yeah.
like, dude, and I'm like, this man is wild.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you, remember you came into the treatment for the second time. And I think I took you in there, but I was telling you, man, all this stuff happens. Like, if we gotta go through it 3, 4, 5, 6 times
Yeah.
to save your life, that's what we gotta do, you know? Look at the progress you've made. It's just astronomical, you know what I mean? Every time I see you, you're smiling, your eyes are lit up, people
Yeah.
love you, you know?
Right.
And you have that thing that God gives you is like,
Yeah.
and he allows you to be able to speak to people and get down their level. And I know you're just starting to do like opening up and stuff, which
Right.
is great. I mean, that's all at your pace, you know. But you're realizing like, damn, bro, this is work every day,
Yeah.
and it got to be lived in your heart,
Right.
and you really gotta live the program, you know.
Yeah.
And I hate saying the program because I don't like being like, I'm in this or that. Like, I just, I don't know, it's a community to me. It's like a whole nother underworld of people that you would never see, right? And then we all get together and we have these meetings and we all get to speak to each other and
Yeah.
we all suffer from the same thing and we
Right.
all like know each other and we don't even have to know each other, you know?
That's right.
And then you got people calling you because they genuinely care about you.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't about the money. It ain't about the
Right.
next lick. It ain't, you know, it's all love. And man, I know you would come to church more and more and more. And it's just
Yeah.
a blessing to see you there because I feel like you're growing there too, spiritually. You know, and that's a whole nother
Yeah.
growth. You know what I mean?
Well, on the other end of that, man, it's a blessing to have people that are doing it, man.
Mhm.
'Cause without that community of people like that, or somebody that's got that little bit of time under their belt that you could look, well, shit, they're doing it, you know, if they could do it. I mean, if you look at me, you're like, damn, if that dude's doing it, God is real, anybody could do it, bro.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
You know, especially if you know me. you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
bro. And that's the
Like-
thing. You know? I don't gotta
Yeah.
say nothing. Just know.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a blessing to have that, bro. And then, you know, and it's even if you do relapse, you know, I get it. I get it, bro. Like, I'm one of those people that I learn hard, you know, so it took me a couple relapses, you know, and hopefully that's my last one.
And that shit's okay.
But just to have that love and that welcoming them back, bro, it's like, you got that self pride in yourself, you know, like, oh, you failed, and you had higher expectations for yourself, and you wanted people to see you shine, and all of a sudden you fucked up, and they know you fucked up, but you can't go and face it. Why, bro? Those people love you more than you love yourself, bro.
Right.
Like, you know?
Right, and we never want you to come in despair like,
Yeah.
sorry. It's like, bro, nah. We love you.
Yeah.
Thank God you're alive is
Yeah,
what they
bro.
tell you now. And hey,
Yeah.
we love you. And you're
Yeah.
damn right. It's okay to relapse, bro. As long as they say keep coming back, keep
Yeah.
going. I don't care if you're getting high, bro. Go to the meeting.
Right,
You know,
right, yeah.
something's gonna click at some point, but you
Right.
gotta let these people plant the seed, you know, and
Right.
if it takes a little more water to grow, then you got bigger roots underneath the soil. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's the ultimate feeling, though, bro. Like, where do people like us go? You know,
Right,
what
right.
do we do?
Right.
You know, but once you change your lifestyle,
Things start.
we are all that we really have, you know. And
Yeah.
to me, that's the best thing in the world, bro. When I hit meetings and I just start hearing people talk, and then you know the fellowship, and I'm like at this high, like just I am where needed to be
Right.
fucking all my life, bro.
And I see
You know
you,
what I mean?
bro. I see you every time I see you. I talk to you almost every day. I see, like, bro, that you got a commitment there now, bro. Like, you're
Yeah.
doing things a little bit different than the
Yeah.
last time, but
Yeah.
you were still doing good the last time. That's why I
Right.
tell people, bro, if you relapse, at least it saved you for 6 days and
Yeah.
got you back into a program or a
Right.
treatment facility, you know?
Yeah.
Because people are dying down here in
Yeah.
California, you know?
Well, you know, before my relapse, I'm that guy that goes to the meeting and I just sit back and I listen to everything, you know, and I really don't. I mean, I'll talk to you on the smoke break, you know,
Right,
but talking
yeah.
in front of everybody, you know, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm real shy about that for some reason, and so I noticed that's something that I wanted to break out of that shell before my relapse, you know, and maybe if I would have, maybe it would have helped me not relapse, but you know, who's to say? But coming back into it after the relapse, you know, I acknowledge that. I go, I'm gonna do something different, bro. So each time, you know, I try to share, you know, read something out of the book and try to give that feedback, even though, you know, I got this fear of being judged or I can't say shit right or I ain't gonna make no sense, you know what I mean? Well, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna say it anyways. You
Yeah,
know what I
bro,
mean?
and we're working on that with you, like, bro. The social anxiety comes from
Yeah.
being in prison and coming out and having a bunch of people. Right now, you're in
Right.
meetings where there's hundreds of people around,
Yeah.
so it's like you're used to this small chaotic thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you're finding ways to not be that way. You're opening up. This is
Yeah.
where you help people. You know. It's,
Yeah.
in that book, because a lot of people are going to be asking how you did it, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, I pay attention, bro, and I know it's true. Once you start verbalizing shit and you're getting it out there, it's releasing the power of that hoard and that bond of the burden of the weight that you have by carrying it and not saying nothing about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once you start verbalizing and letting it out, it's like freedom, man. You let it go, man. And all of a sudden, it ain't that big of a problem, whatever, you know.
Yeah, man, I always tell people, you start talking and then you start healing. When you start
Right.
talking, you start
Right.
healing because you keep this thing under locks, bro, and it just grows and grows. That
Don't let
hatred.
nobody in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to let no man, I don't want to let no woman
Right,
in.
right.
You get that ego alpha male shit back real quick,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
But, yeah, man, having you in the program is a blessing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, my 2-year court commitment myself, bro. I could just turn around and fucking go to the liquor store, call the homie up, fucking
Right.
walk down the street, do whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not gonna happen, bro.
Nah,
I'm like, my life, my future, everything depends on this, man. And for the way it evolved, it's like I want this in my life so bad now that it's like I'm there on my own. I'm doing 5 meetings a week, going to church, volunteering, like trying to get so involved in this, bro. Because once you get that taste of the life in your addiction, where it's, you know, the fun's over, the party's over, but you're stuck with this fucking habit, and you know, you're miserable, man, you're miserable, and there's no more happiness in life, and you know, it's like, really, what are you living for, man? I don't know, just to get out of that, bro, is the best thing that ever happened to me, and I just want to be so active and involved in this treatment environment, bro, because I feel like I have a lot to offer other people. I don't know how to really give it to them yet, you know. It's like I'm a work in progress, bro, but just everything about my routine and the structure of my life, bro, I need it. You know, I need to go to these IOP classes. I need these mental health classes, and I need these meetings, you know, and balancing it out. You know, I go to church on Sunday, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Trying to get more involved with my higher power, bro, and building that relationship.
Yeah,
You know?
so you're on that spiritual journey now,
Right.
you know, trying to run that route, you
Yeah.
know. And I always tell you, it don't matter if we stress out about something, this shit was already written out. So
Yeah,
whatever we're
yeah.
gonna do, he
Yeah,
knows, so
yeah.
go ahead. Don't trip yourself out, because it's gonna happen regardless, you know.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so I know you do a lot
Yeah.
lately for the recovery thing, because I think you realize that that's what it takes. You know, it takes what it takes, and you know, the meeting. They tell you over and over again, sponsor a meeting, 12,
Yeah.
run the step work, and people just don't want to do that. I don't know what it is, but they just
Well,
don't.
it's like for me, I look at it like, okay, coming into recovery, it's like I hit this tunnel, bro, and it's all dark in there, and that's your way to a better life, and that dark tunnel, that's all recovery, bro. But you got to go in there and go through that shit. And I can't see nothing, bro. I can't, you know what I mean? I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what I'm gonna encounter, bro. But I made that step, bro. I started going through it, and so I'm going through this dark tunnel, and I could look back, bro, and I could see where I've been. I could see everything clear as day, bro. I'm familiar with it. I know what it's all about. And then I could look ahead of me, bro, and it's all black again. And I see that, but I could see this little light way down there at the end of the tunnel. You know what I mean?
That you're chasing.
Little. Yeah, and it's scary, bro. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what's in front of me. I don't know what's above me. All I know is what's behind me, bro, and that's the only thing familiar. But I moved forward, bro. But in the middle of this tunnels, I met these people, bro, that are the counselors, facilitators, bro. They're in there with these flashlights, bro. Daniel, go this way. Don't look back.
With the flashlights.
They're showing me the way, bro. And slowly, man, I moved, man, and I would like to think that I made it to the end of the tunnel, bro. I could see it clearly now. You know what I mean? I can't see too far in the future of past that
but
practice,
I can see
bro.
my hand now.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. It fucking cleared up, bro. I made it out. Through the darkest parts of the tunnel, bro. I already got past that.
Man, and that happened to me too. Like, man, that's all I seen was a little mustard seed at the end, and I don't even know if I wanted to walk towards it. I didn't have another choice, and so here we go.
So easy to turn around and go back to what you know, bro.
I know, dude. That's all you know.
You're comfortable. You're familiar.
We're trying to find, how to deal with all this stuff we're encountering in real life things, and man, it just comes, funerals. It's just the cycle of life, bro. You young. You get elderly, you die, and that's just the way of life, Right. It's what you're going to do in between that time is what's going to make the difference,
Absolutely.
And that's why we're here, Trying to help any way we can.
For sure, bro.
And you're diving head in, bro. That's all you got to do is keep coming to church, keep growing that spiritual, program. And just look forward, man, to what you're about to receive,
Oh yeah. Well, that's what that Uber driver told me too. He was saying that he was Daniel, you do this, open heartedly, forgive those people that done you wrong and hurt you. He goes, when they see you, they're gonna know God is real, because. A lot of people think I've already died. They think I'm already dead. Or they already think I'm doing life in prison. You know what I mean? All of a sudden I'll be out there, clean and sober, wearing nice clothes, not talking to myself on the corner of the street with a fucking beer. You know what I mean? It's like God is real, man.
Yeah, He is, man, and He can do so many things in your life if we just allow it, dude. And that's the thing. Like, we block our own blessings.
Right.
And man, that's just that stubborn ego male, stuff. You gotta lose that at the door to be able to love, And that's really what life's about, is just loving, man. We talk about it all the time,
Yeah, what do they call that? When you set yourself up for failure? I forgot, there's a little phrase, man, but it's true. I do it a lot, man. Like, I'll do something on purpose to get in trouble because I'm so comfortable with. Oh, I know what's gonna happen if I could get in trouble and I forget what they call that, man. But I'm so used to doing that shit, man. It's like, why do I do that, dude?
You're almost procrastinating. You know what I mean? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Don't believe me, man. Your mind runs all day long, and let me tell you, all those thoughts aren't the best, Yeah, man, I'm just glad you're here. Glad you made it back. You know what I mean?
Me too, man. I think this is really cool. This whole setup that we got going right
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna run a bunch of episodes, you and me. This one
Yeah.
just set. I'm gonna throw this online after we
Hi,
edit
everybody.
it. Yeah,
Hi,
but
my name is Daniel. I'm an addict. My
there,
PJ's 3:15:25.
there you go, bro. Remember this, man.
Yeah.
Watch, we'll be up next
Yeah.
year in the same hole. Nah, but I want you to come on and just, even when we have guests, man, just shoot the shit.
Hell
you know
yeah,
what
bro.
I mean? I
I
built
love
this for us. It's just an added room. You know?
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
dig
get
it,
an
bro.
air conditioner in here soon, but
All right.
let's push it in. All right.